All right, shalom, shalom. One star saying all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. And double honors to the Apostle Ezra Millstone, and shalom, Wakasah, Lahat Bakyar, which is a peace and mercy to the elect throughout the four corners wherever you may be. I'm the brother Amar from the branch of GMS Cleveland. Come back at you with another video. Lord willing to be edifying. And this is going to be some history regarding this particular chapter in Acts, the 12th chapter. And I'll probably do another series on it, but this is going to be going into Herod, well, one of the Herods, which, like I'm about to get into this particular Herod in Acts the 12th chapter. We're talking about Herod Agrippa the first, all right, which is a descendant, the grandson of Herod the Great, all right. But without further ado, let me get into it. This is the book of Acts, chapter 12, verse 1. It says, "Now about that time, Herod the king stretched forth his hands to vex certain of the church." It says, "And he killed James, the brother of John." It says, "with the sword." It says, "And because he saw it pleased the Jews, he proceeded further to take Peter also. Then were the days of unleavened bread." Right. So now let's kind of get into some history regarding this. All right. So this is from Britannica. I believe I'm saying that right. It's a pretty reputable source where you get great information. But anyway, it says Herod Agrippa the first. It says King of Judea. It says Herod Agrippa the first, original name Marcus Julius Agrippa. It says born 10 BC. Some say 11 BC, but give or take. But it says born 10 BCE. It says died 44 CE, which BCE is before Christian era. Then CE is Christian era or Christ era, or the BC also stands for before Christ era, but commonly known as before Christian era or before Common Era. When you look that up, it says King of Judea. It says 41 through 44 CE, a Common Era or Christian era. It says a clever diplomat who, through his friendship with the Roman Empire, with the Roman imperial family, obtained the kingdom of his grandfather, Herod the First, the Great. Right? It says he displayed great acumen and conciliating the Romans and Jews. Right? It says after Agrippa's father, Aristobulus the fourth, it says, was executed by his own father, the suspicious Herod Agrippa was sent to Rome for education and safety. It says there he grew up in company with the Emperor Tiberius' son Drusus. Right? It says after his mother's death, he quickly spent his family's wealth and acquired serious depths, man. All right, so it's giving you some history regarding this Herod, all right, that we're reading about in Acts the 12th chapter. All right, and it tells you that after the death of his mother, I'm saying, he began to spend his family's riches, their wealth, and he acquired debts. All right, it says when Drusus, which is Tiberius' son, died in 23 CE, Agrippa left Rome, settling near Beersheba in Palestine. It says an appeal to his uncle Antipas, which is another one of the Herod Antipas, tetrarch, which tetrarch means I believe ruler of the four, or ruler of a fourth part of a country. All right. It says a tetrarch of Galilee won him a minor official post, but he soon vacated it. In 36, having raised a sizable loan in Alexandria, Agrippa returned to Rome when the Emperor Tiberius received him, but refused to allow him to stay at the court until his debt was paid. A new loan covered the obligation. It says, and he secured a post as tutor to Tiberius' grandson. Agrippa also became a friend of Caligula, Tiberius' heir. Right now it says An intemperate remark about Tiberius overheard by a servant landed Agrippa in prison. It says, but Caligula remained his friend. Within a year, Tiberius was dead. It says, and Agrippa's fortunes were reversed, right? Because he was friends with, the heir, soon to be heir, Caligula, right? And what then that's what usually what people do, man. They give favors to you, when you have a friend. If you have a friend, or you're part of a organization or group, usually you find a way to scratch, basically scratch he scratched your back, I scratch your back type of deal. It says in 37, Caligula made him king of the former realm of his uncle Philip the Tetrarch. It says, and of adjuring region Antipas, all right, attempted to stop his rise by denouncing him to Caligula. It says Agrippa made counter accusations. It says the confirmation before Caligula ended with the Antipas banishment, and Agrippa acquired his territory as well. It says about 41 CE, Agrippa, on the advice of the governor of Syria, dissuaded Caligula from inducing emperor worship at Jerusalem. Later, Caligula decided to restore Agrippa to his grandfather's throne it says, but was assassinated in 41 before he could effect that plan. And the delicate question of the imperial succession, Agrippa supported Claudius, who emerged successful and added Judea and Samaria to Agrippa's kingdom. All right, the last little part, it says, in Judea, Agrippa zealously pursued Orthodox Jews' policies. It says, earning the friendship of the Jews and vigorously repressing the Jewish Christians, all right, which are Israelites. It says, according to the New Testament of the Bible, Acts of the Apostles, where he is called Herod, he imprisoned Peter the apostle and executed James the son of Zebedee. Nonetheless, mindful of maintaining Roman friendship, he contributed public buildings to Beirut and Lebanon. Yeah, so I mean that's the point. That's mainly the point right there, man. What this man did, all right, and who he was is just like some brief history. He acquired some depth. After the death of his mother, he was friends with one of the emperors called Caligula. You know what I'm saying? And just like I said, just some quick history, man. So now you know who this particular Herod is in Acts the 12th chapter. So now I just want to go back into it. All right. Like I said, it gave you the dates. You know what I'm saying? He's born around 11th or 10th BC, ruled from 41 to 44 AD. All right. Um, Yeah, so going back, this is Acts chapter 12, verse 4. And when he had apprehended him, he put him in prison, delivered him to 4 quaternions of soldiers to keep him, intending after Easter to bring him forth to the people. Peter therefore was kept in prison, but prayer was made without ceasing of the church unto Yahweh for him. And when Herod would have brought him forth the same night, Peter was sleeping between 2 soldiers, bound with 2 chains, and the keepers before the door kept the prison. All right, and like I said, this also too this is a great chapter to go into. I'm going to finish out the whole chapter. Um, but this is a great chapter to go into too, to show you the miracles that took place back then, and this is a great story to remember, for the times to come, because it tell you that Peter was thrown in a prison by Herod Agrippa the first, and an angel came and delivered him out of it. You know what I'm saying? And Lord willing, if that happens, brothers whomever we may be having to get thrown to prison now, Lord willing, something similar of this magnitude happens. I don't want to rot his eye. It says, and behold, the angel of the Lord came upon him, and a light shined in the prison, and he smote Peter on the side and raised him up, saying, Arise up quickly. And his chains fell off from his hands. And the angel said unto him, Gird thyself and bind on thy sandals. And so he did, and he said unto him, Cast thy garment about thee, and follow me. It says, and he went out and followed him, and was not that it was true which was done by the angel, but thought he saw a vision. Yeah, so Peter, he thought he was seeing a vision, but this actually happened. And it shows you too that the angels can, they have the power, in a sense, to blur reality, uh, you know, or make you think that you're dreaming, or you know just have that power. You know what I'm saying? And it's really through Yahweh Shemel Shah. But anyway, verse 10, it says, when they were past the first and the second war, they came unto the iron gate that leadeth unto the city, which opened to them of his own accord, and they went out and passed on through one street, and forthwith the angel departed from him. Verse 11, and when Peter was come to himself, he said, now I know of surety that the Lord have sent his angel and have delivered me out of the hand of Herod and from all the expectation of the people of the Jews. Right, so he came to his senses and realized that, yeah, he wasn't dreaming, or he wasn't having a vision, and that all that was actually happening. Verse 12, it says that when he had considered the thing, he came to the house of Mary, the mother of John, whose surname was Mark, and it says where many were gathered together praying. And as Peter knocked at the door of the gate, a damsel came to hearken named Rhoda. All right, let me see real quick on Slacky. It says, and when she knew Peter's voice, she opened not the gate for gladness, but ran in and told how Peter stood before the gate. And they said unto her, thou art mad. But she constantly affirmed that it was even so. Then said they, it says, it is his angel. But Peter continued knocking, and when they had opened the door and saw him, they were astonished. But he, beckoning unto them with the hand to hold their peace, declared unto them how the Lord had brought him out of the prison. And he said, go show these things unto James and to the brethren. And he departed and went into another place. Verse 18. Now, as soon as it was day, there was no small stir among the soldiers. It says, what was become of Peter? And when Herod had sought for him, he found him not. It says he examined the keepers and commanded that they should be put to death. And he went down from Judea to Caesarea and abode there. And Herod was highly displeased with them of Tyre and Zidon, but they came with one accord to him. And having made Blastus, it says, so like verse 20, and Herod was highly displeased with them of Tyre and Zidon, but they came with one accord to him. And having made Blastus the king's chamberlain, their friend desired peace because their country was nourished by the king's country. Right. All right. So pause right here. Go into some more history with this situation. All right. Now, when you look up Blastus, all right, because he was the king's chamberlain, and a chamberlain is a chief officer that's been put over household affairs. You know what I'm saying? Basically, like a secretary in a sense, or something like that. Anyway, this is from Bible history. It says Blastus in the Bible Encyclopedia. It says Blastus or Blastos means shoot or sprout. I even seen the word sprout. When you can look up his name and another, other history. So it says the chamberlain of Herod Agrippa the First, whose services as an intermediary between them and the king. It says who gained by the people of Tyre and Zidon. These cities were dependent on Israel for corn and other provisions. Um, it says, and when Herod, on the occasion of one commercial dispute, forbade the export of foodstuffs to Tyre and Zidon, they were at his mercy and were compelled to ask for peace. It says, having made Blastus the king's chamberlain their friend, possibly by means of a bribe, the Phoenician assembly was given an opportunity of settling their case before Herod, man, right? So, there was another one too. Yeah, here we go. I'm gonna get this. Just give me some more history. All right, so Blastus was the chamberlain of Herod Agrippa the First, right? So it says this is from Bible Gateway, another great source of information you can go to just to get edified. This is Blastus. It says G1058, a common name for the noun bud or or sprout. It says the Chamberlain of Herod, thinking of Bud Crawford, Slakia. It says the Chamberlain of Herod Agrippa the first, mentioned only in Acts 12:20. When in hot anger the king cut off the export of food to their cities, a delegation of Tyrrhenians and Zidonians came to Caesarea asking peace. All right, it says they persuaded Blastus, doubtless with a generous bribe, to induce Herod to give them a hearing as the officer in charge of Herod's private quarters, a position involving high honor and intimacy. He was in a position to influence Herod favorably, man. Right, you know what I'm saying? And then there was another an article that went a little further deep, but those are the main 2 points, man. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? They persuaded Blastus to persuade Herod to, basically, keep those those tithes, you know what I'm saying? So they can basically continue to get fed, with their goods and services, the food and things of that nature. But yeah, let me go back. Now that you got that, so going back to Acts 12:20, and Herod was highly displeased with them of Tyre and Zidon. It says, it says, um, but they came with one accord to him, and having made Blastus the king's chamberlain their friend, desired peace, because their country was nourished by the king's country. It says, and upon a set day, Herod, arrayed in royal apparel, sat upon his throne and made an oration unto them, which oration is a speech. And the people gave a shout, saying, "It is the voice of a God and not of a man." And immediately, right, because they, you go basically it doesn't tell you, but you can read in between the lines, man. And the reason why these people was uplifting him like that is because, um, he basically he controlled traffic, all right, exportation, importation of goods and services, mainly food, like the history I just went into. So they was uplifting them so he can, basically stay on his good side, man. And it tells you, I ain't gonna get it, man. I'll just leave it at that. Verse 23, and immediately the angel of the Lord smote him, because he gave not Yahweh the glory, and he was eaten of worms and gave up the ghost, right? And when you go into it, I forgot what exactly the health condition was when you go into it, but um, basically he had some type of an intestinal problem. You know what I'm saying? The angel smote him with. You know what I'm saying? Could be anything, man. It did say maggots. Yeah, that's what it says, if I'm not mistaken. It could have been parasites. Who knows? But maggots would probably make more sense. But anyway, it says verse 24, but the word of Yahweh grew and multiplied, and Barnabas and Saul returned from Jerusalem when they had fulfilled their ministry, and took with them John, whose surname was Mark. Yeah, man, so that's pretty much it. That's the end of Acts 12 chapter. I just wanted to cover it, what I'm saying, go into some history. Hope you learned something. Like I said, man, yeah, it was this, great history to go into. Um, is going into the history of one of the Herods. Um, so hey, man, you got a chance to go. I got a chance to go into his chamberlain, Blastus. So yeah, man. Praise edifying. With that, I'm gonna give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Rakah, Kodash. Hey, double honors to the Pastor Elsbury Millstone, Shalom, Wakasah, Laha, Backyard, Bible Ball.